Welcome to eConstruct 12 months and 12 shop session. In this particular session, we are going to study about the BIM technology, a certain overview about the complexity and the problems that we are facing in the industry so that you can offer a certain kind of solutions to them. Right. So before getting into it, a very good evening to everybody. Today we are going to see certain problems or the issues in the construction industry. As a civil engineer, I just wanted to tell you that I should be offering some kind of solution to the industry. If you are having that kind of attitude, then I'm sure that you will not only get the jobs or the projects or whatever the aspirations are there in your life, it would be getting fulfilled. So to begin with the problems or the issues in the industry, we will try to see that actually that in which are the areas where you can see the problems and you can offer some kind of solutions. So let's get started. Now, when it comes to the BIM technology, this is the presentation. Now, let's see the problems that we are having actually in the industry. What are the challenges that we are having? Poorly coordinated design, change orders, reworks, delays and cost overruns, litigations, greater risk turnover, documents, many the issues and the problems are there in the construction industry, which are listed over here. Frustrated owners are there, very tight profit margins are there. So you will see that a lot of solid waste is also getting generated. You know that the kitchen waste is also a big problem, right? So you might have came across that. This is the dry kitchen waste. This is the wet kitchen waste and all. So we are still trying to figure it out how to resolve the kitchen waste actually, or the household waste. But more than that, actually, the construction waste, whenever you are demolishing a particular apartment or a building, actually, you will see that there is a lot of construction waste is also there. So that is also a very big problem. According to the statistics, more than 9 trillion tons of the garbage, the solid construction waste is getting generated only in the Delhi. All right, so this is the statistics. So you can imagine the kind of the lakes and many natural resources are also getting consumed or getting occupied because of this kind of construction waste. So a lot of challenges are there in this. 30% of the raw materials is the buildings are getting consumed, means the cement, steel, whether that's the paint or tiles and all. Actually, a lot of raw material is getting consumed. 42% of the building consumes 42% of the world's energy. That is the statistics data actually that is happening as per the certain magazines. Now, what are the typical reasons are there in the because of this the problems are coming? Lack of proper planning, lack of coordination, lack of professional specialized education, poor decision making, inefficient dispute resolution mechanism, lack of mediation. All right, difficulty in responsibility fixation. Okay, if something building collapses or something happens, actually all people are absconding. Nobody is responsible for anything. He will put some blames on somebody else. So there is no proper responsibility fixation. Lack of project monitoring or program monitoring. There is a lot of planning problems that we are having. Reluctance in the adaptation of the new technology. That is also another problem. Lack of value engineering adaptation, lack of integrated project solving mechanism, that is also happening. So these are various reasons that typically the construction industry is suffering into. There are other problems that construction industry is having. The 30% of the project do not meet the original program or budget. 30%, just imagine that 1 crore rupees is the house of the construction house or building that you are doing. 1 crore 30 lakhs if it is going beyond the budget actually, and it becomes very difficult to complete the project also in that kind of situations, because the person might have taken the loan from the bank or the financial institutions. So because if you don't do the proper estimates, don't do the proper costing, this kind of problems will come. 92% of the client said that the designer drawings are not typically sufficient for the construction. So whatever the drawings, designs, and things actually we are giving to the site, they are not enough for the completing the construction. A lot of complexity is there in the construction works, which are not mentioned in many of the drawings. So disciplinary coordination, like let's say architecture, structural, plumbing, MEP, many of the drawings are not properly drawn at the first place, which are sufficient for the construction. 37 percentage of the material, it becomes completely waste. 37 percentage. Just imagine that, it's a very big data. 10 percentage of the cost, a typical project cost is happening, the increase in the cost is happening just because of the change order. You do instead of this, let's do this, instead of this, let's do this. The 10 percentage of the cost is just because of the change order. 38 percentage of the carbon emission is from the buildings, not from cars. So just imagine that. Now somebody will say that, sir, how the buildings are emitting carbons. It's not a building, the building materials actually, the cement, the steel, the paint, various materials that we are using for the buildings, actually for manufacturing those construction materials, we have to emit a lot of carbon. So this is the database that we are having. Now, what are the another typical visualization and communication problems? So imagine that this particular person is thinking that I'll get something like this, but he will get something different. Architects and all, they are spending a lot of time on less important and reluctant or redundant works. All right, so these are also some of the typical issues and problems. Previously, earlier professional practices, a master was there. Like let's say for example, Mr. Ahmed Lahori, he was the person actually who was dealing with the construction of the Taj Mahal. Like that, the person who is into the architectural is into mathematician, is engineered, having the engineering science, the material science, the technological application. So multidisciplinary, whatever we have discussed about yesterday, that multidisciplinary coordination between various disciplines. Previously, we were having such kind of people actually. Currently, that issue is there. What is the issue actually? Because we are specialized into different, we have fragmented the knowledge into different segments and we lost the track, to be very honest. Now with this slide, you can definitely understand what's really happening. If you see the architecture design, building technology, community design, environmental or sustainability design, graphic design, history, you take the housing, interior, landscape, all the urban planning, all the different architecture in the architectural branch, you will see a lot of specialization in different aspects. Civil engineering on the right hand side, you will see that a lot of different branches are there, whether that is material science and engineering, coastal engineering, construction engineering, earthquake engineering, geotechnical, water science, survey, structural, transportation, forensic engineering, many civil engineering specialized branches are there. So what is happening? Nobody's the project is one only. It's not actually, the projects are different. It's one project is dealing with so many specialized people and it is going in a nonsense direction. That's what it is happening. If too many people are there in one job, actually it will really spoil the game. So that's what actually many people have identified this kind of problem. Initially, this is one of the slide which tells you the marketing team will transfer certain things to the design. That is what we need to design. The design team will give it to the production engineering. That this is what we need to do, the plans and all. Actually, manufacturing division will do the certain kind of some sort of engineering, and ultimately the client is thinking that he'll get a truck like this, but he's getting a van like that. All right. So similarly, if you see the brochure of any particular developer, oh my God, wow, fantastic. But when you see the actual building, oh my God, is this the same building we have seen in the brochure? That kind of things are happening, which we call it as the communication within the teams problems. Now the next problem is the communication between the stakeholders. All right, many times actually you'll see that this much profit, this is how it is going to be, this the ladder will be there and all. Ultimately there will be a suicidal kind of situation. Coordination problems, you cannot rectify these kind of problems at the 11th hour. A lot of planning, surveying, coordination between the different disciplines are required. And if you are having such kind of problems, how you are going to resolve it? In the civil engineering, we are having a slang that you cannot undo certain things. If you see the computer science and all, you delete the entire program and redraw it again. Yeah, it will consume a lot of time and all, but you are not playing with the life of the people. But whereas in the civil engineering, you cannot undo the things, and at the same time, you're playing live with the life of the people. All right, so please understand that there are different curves. Whenever you see the mathematics, engineering and all, actually we are having M1, M2, M3, M4, all the different mathematical subjects and all. We have seen various curves actually. So sine curve, log curve, various logarithmic curves and all actually. What it tells you is basically the kind of nature. The curve is like a nature of how it will move and all. So similarly, I would like to tell you the civil engineering is having kind of nature, and you need to adapt with that nature if you are if you really want to become a professional civil engineer, structural engineer, project manager, or anybody for that sake. So what kind of nature that you need to do is before concreting, before doing something, think twice. But when the moment you get something get constructed, just it is done, finished. You are dealing with the immovable property. All right, so it has to be once you do the concreting, that's it, it's done, right? You cannot undo that. All right, so before doing that, you think twice, you coordinate with so many people, you consult with so many people, but you cannot do the 11th hour changes. uh, Communication problem, you can see that in the drawings on the bottom side of your right hand screen, you will see that the kitchen somebody is drafted that you keep it on hold. On the site, somebody has actually constructed that, I kept it on hold, something like that. So just imagine that this is how it actually people are not knowing basically how to read the drawings basically, right? So look at the coordination problem between the HVAC, which we call it as the AC unit, and as well as the building construction. All right, look at this. That I don't need to speak about this anymore. All right, so it is a waste actually. You can see the escalators actually, and the top ceiling. You cannot go down and go to the higher floor. So you need to do the proper planning and the coordination between the different disciplines to make sure that this is done properly at the first place. Otherwise, what will happen? Initially, the stakeholders will see that it is under budget, then it will be on budget, then it will be over budget, and finally it will be busted. You can see a lot of team is actually wondering that why it has happened, because of so many people not coordinating properly because of the ego problem. I've seen that when I was there in Dubai, actually. I've seen that many people were having that kind of egoistic problems also. Who are you? Who the hell are you? And all that. I mean, like a civil engineer, structural engineer, project manager, architects, interior designer, geotechnical engineer, surveyors, all people, they need to sit across the table, solve the problems day to day. Then there has to be the communication, the technological transformation of the information is required actually. Otherwise there will be a lot of cost uncertainty, and this is the result out of that. Unsafe people actually, I still remember we recently we shifted the office. Previously our office was there in the HSR layout of Bangalore. There I still remember a lot of traffic because of the increase in the population. A lot of traffic has happened to the circle there. McDonald's center is there. That did one person died. After that, I think 2-3 weeks later on, there was a the traffic signal. Just one traffic signal could have saved that person's life. So in India, and particularly in the developing countries, I've seen that focus is not given to the life of the person. So safety is one of the very important criteria, which is not there in the syllabus, unfortunately, in many of the colleges, engineering universities and all. I would like to encourage to each one of you that you focus on the people, you focus on the life of the people. Make sure that they are healthy, they are having proper environment to work with, they are having proper environment to live with. All right, so safe construction sites are extremely important, and a lot of focuses and a lot of avenues are there in these areas as well. Now, typical problems, if you see that, the poor planning and the project delays, you can see that a lot of causes for the delays happen. I mean, what are the lot of clause? The first clause is basically the finance and payments. Somebody is not doing a proper financial management. All right. So please understand that finance, in engineering finance, the project finance is very, very important. At what phase, what kind of payments are required? If you do not make a perennial source of the payments, actually, the project will go haphazardly, completely becomes a waste. It becomes a dead block. I have investigated many, many government projects, many, many corporate projects and all. Actually, you cannot start certain things in the half or middle of the way. All right. So finance and payments is very, very important thing. If this is the estimation of this particular project, you make sure that that much amount of budget, at least 80-90% of that budget should be, the payment should be ready reckoning. All right. Inaccurate time estimates. First is the finance estimate. Second one is the time estimate. You don't foresee that what would be the timeline to complete the project. Delay in the payments to supplier and to the subcontractor. So a lot of delays happen nowadays during the corona. Also, we have identified many, many problems. The problem is multifold, not multifold. I mean, the millions of folds has happened because of that. Actually, many, many projects, they suffer. Poor site management, old technologies, natural disaster. Corona is also one of the natural disaster. All right, unforeseen site conditions. You can see that shortage of materials, delays that has caused. You can see the changes in the drawings, improper equipment, inaccurate cost estimations, change orders, organizational changes, regulatory changes. In Mumbai, you take only the place like Mumbai, which is the financial capital, 4 or 5 times they have changed the norms. Fungible FS type, what are the different norms are there to satisfy the building criteria, the sanctioning criteria. So many times, if you make so much of botheration to the developer or builder or to the investor, obviously he will run away. He will see that, okay, I'll invest it in Malaysia, I'll go to some different countries. All right. So it is very important for us to understand that these kind of regulatory changes or government changes, whether that is a pollution board, whether that is related to the traffic engineering, many, many things actually. We need to streamline the process in such a way that project happens. If the project is happening, it will add a value to the city. It will add a value to the people living inside. It will add a value to the person who, or to the people who are constructing that particular apartment. It will add a value to the person who is investing that particular apartment or a building. All right. So please understand that this is a full ecosystem that I'm trying to tell you, fellow engineers, that you need to have a proper planning. Many civil engineers have identified that they don't do the planning of their own life also. All right, third year, fourth year engineering, how many, some I've seen that some students are more bothered about their, personal life of making some girlfriend or boyfriends. Actually, I mean, this is not the phase actually you should be focusing into. Whenever you are there in the final year, third year, fourth year of engineering, focus onto the education, focus onto the subjects that you are dealing with. You make sure that your life is stable at some particular point of time. Other things will happen naturally. Naturally, it will happen. Believe me. All right. Don't miss that. This is what actually I need to do right now. Actually, no. Take a breath, take a time, and you make sure that you are investing right time at the right place. If you're investing the right time at the wrong place, you will enter up into the wrong day. Imagine the life is like an aeroplane. All right, if 1 degree angle also if you changed, believe me that instead of going to the US, you will ended up into entering into some wrong country where all the drug dealers are dead, they are catching you. So I have identified actually just with a great pain I wanted to tell you. It has came to the newspaper, that's why I will tell you. There was a group of some civil engineers, 8 to 10 civil engineers. They were there in Pune, the city called Pune in Maharashtra. I think most of the people might be knowing that city. It's a big city. What happened is they didn't get the job. They formed one particular group and they start stealing the cars. Yeah, it's a robbery. kind of thing. And believe me, the police took their own course of time, and they all all these students, they got caught. With the GPS, with this, that, with the modern technology. It took a little time, but they caught. And ultimately, what they said that we didn't get jobs. That's why we have ended into this kind of business. My God, all people were blacklisted. There was a blacklist records on there. The government jobs gone, international jobs gone. Going abroad is impossible. Working under the MNC corporate companies and all, everybody sees the your records. We call it as the police investigation. All right, so please understand that it's a very, very important planning that you need to start at this particular phase of your life, and please make sure that you are going in the particular direction. You are planning your career, and you are going to face certain things, and to do that, you need to have certain kind of strategical mind. All right, so this is what the poor planning and all the delays that are happening. The next point or the next issue is actually the procurement management. Too much of procurement. Some people are just for. I'd like to tell you, just for 5 rupees, 10 rupees bags cheaper cement bags. I'm getting cheaper. That's why I bought almost like 1,000 bags of cement. This is basically bloody. The rainy season. 500 bags also not got consumed. 500 bags got completely wasted. So where is 5 rupees per bags, and how much 500 bags it has got completely wasted? Wasted means it has become like a rock. Right? So proper procurement management also, it is very, very important. You should not be too much hungry in purchasing so many things at the cheaper rate and dump it and become like a bunkyard somewhere near to your site. Instead of that, you procure sensibly on time. Okay, so just by some little escalation, don't bother. Okay, because wastage is itself like 10 to 15% of the construction material becomes a waste. If you see that 50 to 60% of the total building cost is under the construction materials, and 60% of that 10% is wastage, means almost like 6 to 8% of the cost. All right, so please make sure that you are dealing with the proper material procurement. All right, so I'll take just a 1 minute break. If you don't mind, please do not go away. Unfortunately, I'm not added a charger to my laptop. I'm really sorry. Thank you. Yeah. All right, so this is about the procurement management, and now we will see the kind of evolution, or we have seen the problems, we have seen the issues that we are having. Now we will see the kind of solutions that the problems we might face. So the first thing is basically, see, initially we were having the drafters. I'm sure that even nowadays also, I've seen in the many of the engineering colleges, hand drafting is there. It's a old experience of my life, but I would like to tell you here. It's a painful experience, and I'm sure that you can relate to me. When I was there in first year engineering of my college, I'll not take the name of the college here, and one of our graphics professor, he said that the pencil should be 2H. The H is stand HB. H is hardness and the B is the brightness. HB, H, 2H kind of pencil. So he said that 2H should be the pencil that through which you need to draft it. Unfortunately, all the colleges, all the engineering branches are having the drawing drafting subject, engineering graphics subjects actually. And there was only one store in my college, and all the 2H pencils got over. There was no 2H pencil, or I think the only pencil was available was HB. So I said, okay, if you do not have, let's have it. and I drafted almost all the engineering sheets through the HB pencil. And my professor understood that I have not used a 2H pencil. It was first semester of my BTech graduation, and I still remember that day. It was like an earthquake in my life that he has thrown the entire portfolio out of the class. It was more like a ragging, to be very honest. It was I was feeling like I completely got disappointed, and I still remember that phase of life, and I couldn't able to forget even now, even after almost like around 22, 25 years. So I'm sure that many of the college professors or some dignitaries also watching this video don't treat students like the slaves, right? They are not your property. Please handle them carefully and make them ready for the industry. That's the job that the as the teachers or the professors or HODs that you are having. And I know that you need some kind of disciplines and all actually, but right now if I see that I'm not using pencil also for drawing drafting. I don't know that I have ever drafted a single sheet, although almost more than some 800 projects I would have finished till now. So it doesn't matter that in the industry it is not at all required. All the CAD drawings has been there. I know that hand drafting has got some kind of information that you require to draw something in front of some clients and all, but the things has completely changed. And I would like to tell you that professors and all the college people, management people see these changes. Okay, foresee certain things actually, and give that kind of information to the students so that it will be really benefiting to them. All right, so CAD drafting, still it is there in the college. Give as less weightage as possible. Give the weightage on which what to draw instead of how to draw. Because how to draw, a lot of information is there everywhere. What to draw? If I gave the one kind of foundation or pile foundation section elevation, please draw it. I'm sure that third, fourth year engineering graduate students also, they will not be able to draw it. Continuous beam, longitudinal section and cross section. You draw it for me on a piece of paper. All right. So hand drafting itself is a big problem. Forget about the CAD and the BIM technology which is there in the slide. All right. So what to draw? Focus on that. Okay, draw it with a piece of paper, scribbling with the hands and all actually. You focus on the design part of it. Automatically later on tools will change, technology will change, digitalized panes will come and all actually. You will see the things in a completely different way. So this is the evolution that you need to welcome in the student's life, in your own life. All right, so hand drafting has changed to the CAD, which is computer aided drawing or drafting. That also I changed to the BIM technology, which is building information modeling technology. So this evolution is what actually, evolution techniques or evolution design processes is what it is coming. Digitalized way, you need to welcome this. The individual lines, the hand drafted drawings has become digital lines. The digital lines has become the digital volumes and surfaces, and automatically it has become objects and components. We call it as families and all. You can see that previously the plans and elevations we were giving a lot of focus, but currently the CAD drawing, the 3D model. Yesterday also I have shown you a lot of 3D views and all. Right, so a lot of building information modeling techniques are required to understand. Now, these are the techniques where you can visualize certain things in a very appropriate way. You can see that the parametric modeling also, you can just look at the figures automatically, the elevation drawings and calculations about the BOQ also, it is changing automatically. So you don't focus on the model. It is just not the model, it is a database. All right. So building information modeling, why it is so important nowadays is because you are having a lot of control on the site. Masons will not have, site people will not have, the project managers and many people who are dealing with the projects. Please understand that you require a lot of control on the site. Okay, it is not just the software package. Building BIM is the process which applies over the whole building life cycle, right from the any demolition, renovation, programming, conceptualization. You take the example of um, detailed design. You take the example of documentation, fabrication, all the 4D simulations. Everywhere, you will see that a lot of BIM technology is getting utilized. All right, so this slide is, I know that it's a little difficult to understand, but I would like to make it a little simple. Initially, you'll see that the BIM technology consumes a lot of efforts. On the y-axis, it's efforts, on the x-axis, it's a time. Initially, it will take a lot of time, but over the period of time, it is just smooth, swiftly it will go. But if you see that the normal way, actually, or drawing drafting with the CAD or with the drafters and all, initially it will take less time, but over the period of time, your cost or efforts will be very higher. So you welcome the evolution process. Initially, you consume a lot of time in the planning, designing, and all. Later on, it would be very smooth for you. Communication or the exchange of information. On the current information, you can see on the left hand side, and on the right hand side, you will see that you know the BIM technology, architects, structural engineer, HVAC, energy consultants, facility managers, building owners. You see the civil engineers, many people, they communicate in a very haphazard way, right? But if you can see that with the BIM technology, you will see that all the people, they are communicating in a proper way, in the proper channel. So this is what actually I would like to encourage to learn upon this kind of technology. I just wanted to tell you that many people, they learn the BIM technology. BIM technology means only the software. It's not like that. BIM is a technology, means you require series of softwares. It's not only one software or two softwares. You require the series of all the software. Let's say Microsoft technology. It's only one software. If you are learning, you are outdated. You require entire disciplinary technology so that you can get the products or apps or software or whatever the things actually are there from that technology. You take the Unix, Linux base, you take the .NET technology. You can see in the computer science also they talk about it. So similarly in the civil engineering also, whether you are dealing with the villas or RCC projects, where are you, if you are designing with the infrastructure projects, ports, harbors, or whatever the projects that you are dealing with, you need to make sure that you are dealing with the centralized model database system with the BIM technology. Influence of BIM on industry problems. What are the influences are there? You can see that the facility manager, owners, general contractors, architects, structural engineers, many people actually, they will be they will access this particular model from the central database system and they will work upon it. All right. So this is the power of the technology. The next thing is you can see that even if you go to a restaurant, actually, you will see that a person is giving your order in the tab so that on which table, which particular order is required, and the data communication between you and the chef is smoother and faster. So that's why people are using tab nowadays in the restaurants also. But we civil engineers, we are still working with the drawings and old drawings. which is not even drafted properly, not even readable properly, due to rain. Many things has happened to the paper quality and all. Okay, so I hope in coming upcoming future, actually, we'll see the tabs, mobiles, apps on the site, so that you can do the proper site engineering, you can do the project management properly, you can do the coordination between the office, design office, and the site execution office. Site engineering is also one of the very important branch of engineering. Now let me tell you, if you go to the site, there are many things are there on the site. What all the things are there on the site? It's very important, please understand that. What things are there on the site? If you go to the site, you will see that structural engineering is there in the site. You will also see that project management is there, because a lot of management activities are happening. Concrete technology is there on the site. You'll see that the architectural plan also, this is a living room, bedroom, kitchen, and all. You'll see the architectural plans. You'll see electrical lines, conduits, and all. All right, you'll see the mechanical, where the AC, which kind of AC, centralized AC is there, how it is there. You will see the safety things. So site means what? It is the mixture of all the engineering disciplines, and many people, they don't visit the site. I would like to tell you, because that's the reason actually we call all the civil engineers who are working on completing their third year, fourth year engineering. I would like to tell you that you should visit the site today. Today, weekly, at least twice, you should visit the site. Not because of your college HOD or your faculty is insisting, no, not for them, but for you. All right? And you don't need any invitation to go to the site, let me tell you. You are very smart to go to the site. You just see whatever the constructions are going, just go there. Nobody, you are not a terrorist there, don't worry. You need to visit the site today. Every weekly, at least 2-3 times, if you visit, you will see that the congestion of reinforcement, what is there in your mind. You will see that what kind of the problems are there. You will see that what is safety mean. You will see that what is the concrete technology, what is, I mean, looking at the fluidity, you will see that what would be the slump of the concrete, the quality of the concrete, the color of the concrete. Many things, the brain cells will start working differently. We should visit today. It should not be a picnic. Arey, let's go this one, that one, and all. I've seen that whenever I was there in the college. Going to the site is more like a picnic rather than the educational visit. Don't do that. All right. And this is a very serious phase of your life. Believe me, a professional education you are getting, and it's very important. A lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of stake are there on your shoulders, my dear friends, and you better take care of those. Why? Because whenever you go to a site with a limited number of people, you will see things in a completely different way. If you go in the mobs, if you are a college professor or something, not more than 5 people you should be allowed to the site. Why? Because if you take 30, 40 people, 60, 80 people on the site, it becomes a gathering kind of thing. And believe me, it's better not to visit the site sometimes in that case. Why? Because it becomes a picnic, right? So insist to go for students. Please go to the sites. Please make sure that you will visit the site. You will see the drawing. You see the quality of the drawing. You can take that. This is architectural plan. This is structural plan. Oh my God! These are the structural details are there. This is how the one-way, two-way slabs are happening. Covers. There are electrical conduits, supporting systems for the formworks and all. Actually, it's a very important thing. Many things are there on the site. Site safety also is very important. All right. So visiting site is must. If you are at the first year engineering, don't worry about the first year. I'll tell you very honestly, 4 years of engineering. First year is full-time pass. Believe me or not, it's full-time pass. Subjects like chemistry, many subjects. I don't think that are important, to be very honest. 1 year is full-time pass. Second year, some subjects will be there. Many subjects of till you come to the fourth year of engineering, actually. M1, M2, M3. But today, I'll tell you very honestly, you get any of the general manager, you take the L&T, Sapurjubal, any of the person, you ask him that can you pass one subject? Any, like SOM, TOS, so you take geotechnical, anybody for that. So you will see that almost 90% of the knowledge which is there in the books, actually, it's not required in the industry at all. Application, when we see that engineering applied physics, applied mathematics, first M1, M2, M3, M4. Some colleges are having M4 also. In my university, I was having, thank God, M3. M1, M2, M3, and some colleges, if you see that M4, mathematics. And where to apply this knowledge? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. At least, honestly speaking, it's a very important phase of our life. We are spending a lot of time, energy, money, everything. And we don't know where to apply this knowledge. It is just the figures, mathematics, numbers. 4-year series is going on. We don't know where it is stopping. And what the hell it is happening. Transport, you see the integration, derivative, at least this is a basic mathematics. But if you see that in detail, if you go deep into the subject, you will see that almost 70, 80 or 90% of the mathematics, we don't know in civil engineering where to apply. We need to take the engineering in a completely different way. Otherwise, nobody will take the admission to the engineering. Why? Because it is not the applied science that is happening anywhere. Right? So let's say, for example, surveying. You take them to the mountains. I've seen that surveying means only the same ground. People are doing the surveying. What the hell? It is a plain ground. There is no levels are not there. Nothing is there. You go to the hilly areas where they can see actual contours, the water bodies, this, that, and all. You take some, say, 6 days, 5 days camp. Practical orientation of the knowledge is definitely required. And believe me, guys, students specifically, you need to work that way. Otherwise, it is of no use, zero use. Right? So, again, I'll go back to the presentation. Next slide is basically the coordination problem. You can see that this is a plumbing line which is hitting the structural I-beam over here. Can you change it? If you change the alignment, you know that the waterlogging will happen inside this. And you know that if the gradient of the water, if it is not proper, the water will get stagnant over there. So it becomes a clash detection issues. So how to resolve it? You need to have the BIM model for this to identify the issues and problems. In the industry, you can see that the roofing, these 3 areas, you are having different types of roofing, and the client wanted to see that what is the cost uncertainty, what is the cost benefit ratio in each area. So you can do the proper modeling in 3 areas. These are the plus points, negative points, which particular place you need to go for, what is the costing, budgeting and all is required, and finished. You will see that the decisions are also comparatively faster. All the 3 sides, next 3-4 slides are extremely important. So please pay attention. This is one of the project. You can see that at some places that the foundations are getting laid. The next one, you'll see that the columns are coming up, even the plinth, slab and all, it's done. The first slab is done, the columns and all roof slabs at some places it is done. The next slide is the roof slab is done. You can see the roofing, terracing, waterproofing. Now this is the facade, red color and all, yellow colors. and you will see that at the total infrastructure of the parking lot and everything has been done. So you can see that by looking at the last 3 4 slides, you are dealing with the macro level analysis, overall project analysis. It's very, very important, my dear friends, that to look at the project as a project in total, not like, you are dealing with only these footings, this column. Yeah, this is a part of the project. This is not the project. All right. So the focus from the individual part to the entire project, whole to the part. But the entire whole itself is missing. The whole project itself is missing. You are teaching the subject M1, M2, M3, M4. You are teaching the subject SOM, TOS, everything. But for one project, are you applying all the information and helping the students to understand that how to apply this information to complete the project? No, where it is happening, not only in diploma, BTech, MTech, even PhD. Nothing, only the paper knowledge. So please understand that. And that's not the scenario if you go to the international certain universities. People, they give the real-time project, they give some time, basically. Small. Let's say, for example, 1 year, if you are giving for second year, third year of engineering, actually give them run-time projects. Then only they will become the real engineer. All right, so students also, please don't copy so many things. I've seen that, assignment copying, copying. No seriousness only. Some professors are giving the genuine assignments to you and you're busy with the copying from the other side. Believe me, you are just you are sitting on a time bomb. All right, it is very. I'm not joking. It's really you're sitting on a time bomb. What do you mean by that? It is something like, if the time is wasted, 4 years gone, money has gone. Okay, now you are about to get married after for 5 6 years. You are not getting a job. All the tensions, pressure, societal situation I have identified with many of the candidates and students. And believe me, this is the time that you need. I'm not saying that this technology is only the way that move ahead, but look at the life in a completely different way. Try to identify the problems, whatever the problems I told you in the industry. Be a part of the solution. Don't be a part of the problem. Believe me, if you are not a part of the solution, if you don't take the right turn, you'll take the left turn. If you don't take the right turn, trust me, you'll take the left turn. The right turn is basically the right way of working it. Left turn is very, very, very dangerous. The few minutes back, when I told you a group of 8 to 10 civil engineers become, uh, they have taken some another decisions in their life of stealing the cars and all. So please make sure that you deal with this kind of situation. I know that due to Corona and many situations, life is little tough. Okay, getting jobs is little difficult, but try to wholeheartedly find out the solution. You become a solution first. All right, and when you become a solution, you will offer the solutions to the world. That is actually my strategy of working. You offer whatever the good things that are there in your mind, you just dump it somewhere and make sure that it is usable to many people. All right, so this is what it is like. You go to what are the influences to the industry problems, influence of the BIM technology. So look at this with the technology is trying to find out the solutions, right? So more sustainable designs, BIM applications, 3D is basically visualization. You will see that the false ceiling design, you will see that the building, the 3D view, how the building is getting designed, existing conditions, models. This is laser scanning. So you'll see the BBS, which we call it as the bar bending schedule. Also, you can visualize so that the condition is not happening, clash detection is not happening between the mechanical and electrical or structural or mechanical. All right, animations, rendering, walkthroughs, safety and logistic models also you can do. So 3D is one of the very, very important aspect of the BIM technology. The next model is 4D, which is the time model, which we call it as the scheduling. You know, the bar charts, scheduling, how the schedules are done. Yesterday also I've shown you one of the live project. All right, so how to do this, how to synchronize the 4D 5D simulations. Right, so 4D is basically the project phasing and the simulations, payment approvals, visualization, validation, different models you can deal with this. 5D is basically the cost model, the runtime, conceptual modeling and costing planning, cost planning. You know that a lot of money is required to complete the project. Money is extremely important. You need to utilize that money in a particular proper way. All right. So trade verifications from models, value engineering, many things you can, uh, you know, uh, you can deal with this. 6D, sixth dimension is basically the sustainability model, where the energy models are there. Energy or maybe conceptual energy analysis, detailed energy analysis, life cycle energy, performance of more building, all these things you can deal with this. Lighting, the day lighting analysis, many analysis you can deal with this. Okay, so energy, what kind of energy is required? You know that the light, uh, how much light, too much of light is also not good. Too much of darkness is also not good. So you'll see the sun path, many other things actually you can see deal with this. Actually, the 6D model is also very important model. And the final one is the 7D model, which is the facility management. So in the facility management, you will see that it is basically the RERA management. So maintenance, many projects models actually how you can deal with the maintenance things. So that is basically the 70 models. So next is what are the different applications. Look at the beautiful, this slide, the structural analysis, lighting analysis, heating and cooling analysis, energy analysis, clash detection techniques, visualizations, 2D drawings, 3D drawings, all these things actually, these are the various applications that you will be having. So what are the advantages? The BIM advantages is let the repetitive work done by the machines, draw more precisely, draw more quicker, concentrate on the buildings instead of the drawing, get rid of the paper by electronic documentations, let intelligent functionality taken care by certain aspects, we call it as automation. Right, so lot many BIM advantages are there. You can see that the benefits of the BIM technology, clash detection, increased productivity, time saving, competitive advantage, returns on investments, high returns, smooth handovers. Right, so many advantages are there actually about this particular technology, and I'm wonder actually this technology is not at all available to the students, unfortunately. It is not codified also in India. If you go to Europe and other countries, they have codified it. In India, we need to like IS 456, IS 800, like this. One of the IS code is required for this technology. There are a lot of work is there, believe me, and believe me, many of the professors they can opt for PhD with this. I'm 101% guaranteed that you can do this draft code for certain industry and the PhD is yours, right? So there is a huge amount of work is involved actually, and many people they think that there is no work for civil engineers for practicing professors or something. What kind of topic? I still remember for the PhD topic they mix certain things in concrete, they mix this one, remove cement without cement, without this thing, without that thing. What actually you are using? I still in one of the colleges actually, I don't want to take the name in public, but they started adding the ashes of the bones. I don't know where we are heading actually. Please understand that. You should not be using the decaying materials actually. Stop certain things which are not There are many other productive works that you can focus into, and I'm sure that you can find out the way. Hmm. There is a big amount of missing link I have identified between the colleges and to the industry. And believe me, many of the colleges like you guys, you please come forward. Actually, we are ready. There is to make certain MOUs, make certain collaboration with many of the engineering colleges, universities, and all. And together we can make a huge amount of difference in the industry. Automatically, money will come. Believe me, I don't think there is an issue, right? Last few weeks, actually, whatever the things that we are dealing with, all NITs, I think 4 5 IITs, they have contacted us. Okay, together we can make a revolutionary change. Believe me. If you take the PBD, performance-based design, actually, if you see that there is a US Resiliency Council has come, that whenever the earthquake shake has happened, I think last few days back only 2.5 Richter scale earthquake has happened in Mumbai. Imagine that, triple or four times bigger earthquake happens actually. How biggest loss that will happen in India in the fraction of some seconds. All right, so we really need to make sure that the performance designs, many new aspects actually which are coming into the industry, that we can make the benefit out of it. And ultimately, yes, your MTech, PhD, and many other things will fall in place. That is not a problem. How many problems that I have told you? Many problems I have told you. Okay, so if you are offering the best of the best solutions, actually, you will become the first person to opt for. And the industry will welcome you in that case. All right, so these are the benefits. You can see the 69% of the improved collective understanding of the design intent, 62% of the improved project quality, 59% reduced conflict during the construction. All right, 56% reduced changes during construction, 44% fast client approvals that are happening. So you can see that RFI, the reduction in the RFI, 43% is happening. Sorry, this is not what I am saying actually. The Tata McGraw publication is saying like this. So a huge amount of benefits you will see. All right, so improved management. Yeah. All right, so project management, these are the principles are there, costing, modeling. Okay, so these are the budgeting things. Okay. Yeah, just a minute, guys. Yeah, I'm working from home, so my daughter is there. Okay, so budgeting. See, for any particular project, budget is extremely important. Do you agree? Okay, costing, budgeting, BOQ, or what kind of escalation is there and all. It's very important. And at every stage, that much amount of budget or the payment is extremely important. So people should get paid. Many people are not paying the salaries during the Corona situations. Why it is happening like that? Because it has affected the projects, it has affected many other things. Okay, so during certain pandemics, during certain things, actually we should have that kind of this kind of clauses in the contract, so that proper budgeting things can be done during the construction or before the construction itself. Coordination, coordinated or errorless designs and drawings are extremely important. These are pre-construction things that it will help you. Site planning also, where basically, the your crane will be there, how basically you are going to have the logistic, where the stacking of the materials that you will have, all the logistic planning, basically you can do it with this. Scheduling also. So 3D schedules enables better planning, Gantt chart, bar chart, or network diagrams and all. Okay, so basically this scheduling will be understandable for the non-technical people also. Okay, so that's why it is very important to use this kind of technology. Procurement management also, for the purchase order and all, safety management also, it is extremely important. All right, so project monitoring and control. Okay, Um there are certain charts. Yesterday also I have shown you that there are certain softwares which will help you. Those softwares will help you to make the project monitoring and controlling. Risk management also, it's very important. The risk would be reduced if you are using this kind of technology. You can anticipate certain problems or certain things in this. So BIM around the globe, you can see that 70% of the US projects, it's already adopted. Now this data is very, very old. Yeah, now it is more than 90-95% people have already adopted the BIM technology. Europe, Middle East, and many other places. All right, in India it is comparatively less, which we need to really improve upon. Many government, they are supporting the BIM initiative. Finland, Norway, Denmark, Singapore, or you take the USA, UK, Australia. Many government are initiative. Means what is this means actually? If you are dealing with architectural plan, and you need to get the plan sanction from any of the municipality, you need to draw it in the CAD, AutoCAD format, or any of the CAD format, and give it to the government, and then they will make a stamping on that and give it to you back, so that you can start the construction. But now these governments, they need the BIM model, maybe the Tekla model, maybe the Revit model, or maybe any of the BIM model. You need to give it to them, so that they can check everything is proper or not, and they can say that, okay, this particular model on this particular day, this is the file name, and it's okay, it's approved. So that kind of support, it is happening. In Mumbai also it has started, the latest GR has come, and similarly in all the other municipalities also it will happen soon in India as well. United States, you can see that many of the top government projects, that this Panama Canal has been done, $6 billion project has been done in the BIM, through the BIM technology like this. Many Canada, Toronto project, 730 million project is done with the BIM technology. So UK also, you can take European Union, China, you take South Korea, many Dubai, Iran. In India also, many people, they are doing this. This is through certain magazines. Actually, we got this data, but not 8%. This particular percentage is not about aware about the BIM technology. The percentage awareness is very. I mean, it is more actually. You can see that in your technology, in your syllabus only, how many projects are happening in the BIM technology. So in India, top, all the project, I mean, as per the latest GR, more than 50 crores actually, you need to deal with the BIM technology only. Okay, how far it is getting implemented is the second thing, but it is as per the central government. It has already investigated and codified. So many of the airports and top, ports kind of projects, this technology is getting utilized. Right. So this is basically, our portfolio and all. I mean the presentation. Now I would like to show you a small initiative that we have done, and we have developed the software called APMC. Now, what is this software all about? This software will, currently commercially we have not made it launch to the other people outside the company, but we have developed this actually in which a lot of information that can be simulated, gathered, and can be transformed and all. Actually, I'd like to give you a small demo in which you go to the construction phase and you go to the daily progress report. I will also show you the BIM model as well. Like, let's say, for example, you go to the any particular project. Just submit it and the model will be there. And in this, just checking, in which you will get this is basically the daily progress report. From the site, you can collect the information like which work is going on. Let's say there is a concreting work is going on. The concreting work, which item is going on. Let's say, for example, I'll go to the concreting and I'll give this is the item. In the item, you'll see the item description. And here you will see that LBD formats from the site. So you put any particular LBD format. I'll just put any random figures here. So, right, so let's say these figures you are putting, all other figures I'll just remove for time being. Okay, so these are basically the BIM IDs and all. So you will see that a lot of BIM IDs, BIM IDs means these are the IDs you will take it from the BIM model. And this is basically is getting constructed, and this is the LBD format. These are the quality checklist or safety checklist is there. If certain evidence is there on the site, you can take upload the files, or maybe you can give a link actually over here. This is the site evidence data. You can collect it from the site. For this particular item, what all the resources are required, whether that is material, material, machinery, what are the resources are required, that you can add it over here. How many professional people are required, for what reason. If you want to add some more people, you can just go here and add some more people if you want. What kind of material is required? So let's say cement is required. Portland cement. Okay, and how much? Let's say it is 0.1 times. Yeah. So all these things actually you can give over here, and you can submit this while signing this over here. You can give any particular site requirement or something like that over here, and you can submit the data. Yeah. So like that, you will see many other things actually we have added it here. So RFI task and RFI you can add you can check the BIM model also over here. See this, yesterday also I told you that the BIM models you can give over here. You can just go through like this. How the building plans are there and all. Right, so many top view, side view, back view, many things you can add it and put it across. So entire BIM model, which you might have done it in any of the software that you can, check and go through it from here. You can check from different orbits. You can actually have a walkthrough from here. You can defragment certain things, explode it, some things actually, let's say like this. That what all the things that you want to look up to. You can take the sections also, elevations also, right? So many things actually you can do it from this software. This is the daily report. Like that, you can see the rate analysis, you can see the contracts. This is going to change the complete definition of all the civil engineers. If you guys are facing that some problems that you are dealing with the site as a labor, okay, you are no more like a labor only. You're facing the problem. Like there is no difference between you and labor. So these are the software technologies that would help you. That now these are the resources graphs. How much resources that you're using, and for what is the costing for that? How to do the costing calculations and all. This is the live contract document. So we generally help all the project managers who are getting trained from us this kind of software technology. Also, we help them in understanding this. Contracts live, contracts action plan, quality management, all the things actually. What is the contracts analysis, contracts live. If you just click it here, you will see that the live contract is happening. Which project? Let's say I'll take this project. In this project, what are the contract items are there? So these are the items. This is the subcode. This is the item description. This is the quantity which is there as per the contract document and all. And how much is the quantity is happening. Now these are the quantity data basically. So these are the informations about the contract which is there. Now if you see that what is the status, now this is the cost of the contract. So based on this you will see that currently I have not added any figure over here, but you can add a certain data from this and how much basically is the work that has happened. The cumulative quantity, how much is the cumulative quantity, how much is the cumulative cost, many other things. And is there any action plan, whether that is a cost limit, quantity limit, resource limit, quality management, which kind of management that you need to take action plan in the contracts item. Right, so many of the contracts management is what you will get, and also you will get the dashboard as well. That is related to the cost. What is the consultancy ecosystem? What are the files? What is the cash flow, cash in, cash out? How much is the total debit cost, input credit, or what are the different tasks are there? Daily reports, site reports, daily site progress reports. How much is this is the 2 days work done, and is there any profit or loss? And this is the S-curve, BIM S-curve, whether are you going below the margin or above the margin. S-curve is like, if you want to know that, it's like a cricket match. Like first team, that how many runs they have done and what are the wickets. And next one is the planning, execution team. So similarly, first is the planning team and another one is the execution. How are you going to do? These are the resources graph, resources demands and all will be there here. You can drill down by a particular resource code. Okay, so for this particular project, how much is the cost you require for each of the material? How can you save somewhere? Where you can save? Okay, we have done a lot of hard work in this. This is not the software which we are just copying it and showing it. This is a product of eConstruct Design and Build Private Limited. All right, so this is epmc.e-construct.in. This is our company credentials. So just imagine that, if you are having this such kind of tools, you will see the life in a completely different way. I'm not saying you should use this tool only, but I'm saying that you should use some kind of tools that will enhance your confidence, enhance your productivity, enhance your caliber, that will strengthen your skills. It will have a lot of, you'll have a lot of data in your hand. Data will give you a lot of control in your hand, and automatically project management is only a control. Okay, it is not like, somebody will tell you that you are a project manager. Mess sensor also became project manager. Why it is like that? Because they can control better than you. All right. So the moment you are having control, you are a project manager. Even if you are a diploma, BTech, MTech, anybody on the side, on the piece of appointment letter, even if you are a site engineer, you are a project manager there. Because you are controlling many things which are not there in your purview also. Like that you should become. So automatically you will do a lot many things that would help you out, that will enhance your you know productivity, enhance many things. All right. So I would like to take certain questions if you guys are having. Let me go through the questions that. Yeah, somebody was asking, what do you think about the Coursera courses on BIM? Honestly, I don't know. This is Pranit Yavle is asking regarding certain courses in Coursera. So we can tell the courses that we have done, but we may not be able to tell the courses which are there in Coursera. So you need to do the scientific evaluation about it. Riti is asking how to learn a software in this pandemic. Getting a software is very expensive. Any tips? Riti, you need not purchase the software. You can install the evaluation version. We generally help in installing the evaluation version to the student for learning purpose. And many of the companies, they offer the evaluation version software free during the pandemic as well. Jatin Patel is asking how to start up core in bridge designing and project management consultant. Jatin Bhai, first of all, bridge designing, you should have a lot of information about the knowledge about the bridge designing. Whether if you are designing the concrete bridge, cable stayed bridge, continuous bridge, flat slab bridge, profile bridge, many post tensioning things also are there. So a lot of knowledge is required actually regarding the bridge designing. Project management consultant, I have told you about uh, the software that we are dealing. You can have the glimpse about that software. You can, if you go to our website, you will get the contact details and all. You can just go through learn the software about the project management consultancy. Through the software, it is very easy nowadays. Many people, they call it as digitalized project management services. Many people, they are offering, so you can get through that and give the project consultancy to the people. Why? Because basically in the bridge designing, project management, you require a lot of history incidences, that what has happened wrong during pandemic. 3 months we cannot work, we couldn't able to work because of this problem. Then there is this problem. Then there is this problem. Because of that, this thing has happened. So you should keep the track about the incidences, because particularly in the bridge, many projects are government projects, so you need to deal with the documentation part very sincerely. Do you suggest any BIM course? Actually, this is the technical event for the. Please ask the technical doubts. I would prefer. We are also offering certain courses, but you can look into it a little on our websites and all. Is it good to learn software from online learning? See, nowadays in the pandemic, I would prefer you to learn online. I know that that phase, that era has gone, where you will learn certain things um, uh, by physical, somebody sitting next to you and explain you, click here, click there, and all. That phase has gone. You'll be wasting a lot of time due to this corona, I would suggest, because online learning nowadays, if you see the MIT college, if you see the MIT in Manchester Institute of Technology, I'm saying, you take the Oxford, Harvard colleges, they are also started through the online process. So there is nothing wrong in learning through the online. It is more safe. It is as per your convenient, you can watch the videos, you can do the assignments. There are many plus points. The only one trigger issue is actually continuously you should have somebody to guide. Generally, through our online courses, also we help certain people to do that. But please ask the technical queries, because this particular thing is basically for the technical query evaluation. BIM software from eConstruct. Is it BIM software from eConstruct? Should I use it before or after BTech? Vandana is asking, Vandana DK is asking, see, BIMs, there is no particular software for the BIM. If you are using what kind of project that you are dealing with, based on that, actually, you need to apply the software. BIM is not a software, it's a technology, or it's a platform. Uh, in the BIM technology, you need to learn. In the building sector, there are various softwares are there. In the infrastructure sector, also there are various other softwares are there. Um, in the industrial sectors, also Tekla and all other softwares are there. In the infrastructure, Civil 3D, InfraWorks, these are the sort. In the building sector, Revit, ArchiCAD or Tekla, this kind of softwares. So different softwares are there. It's not only one software. You need to learn many, say 3 to 4 different softwares to get your project output done. So learn it very carefully. It's a technique that you need to learn. Please understand that, right? Um yeah, Shubham Sinha is asking, made in India software, proud of it. Really, thank you. EPMC software, I'm very optimistic about it actually. Why? Because yes, it's Indian made software. Secondly, it is created by India and for Indian people, for specifically for civil engineering. So you just name anything, it is happening. Cost analysis, is it happening? Yes. Rate analysis, is it happening? Yes. If you take the daily reports, site reports and all, is it happening? Yes. Can you import the BIM model? Yes. Can you do the estimation costing in that? Yes. Can you take out the reports about the bills and all, RA bills we call it as? Answer is yes. So particularly, I have considered the site and the project management related to the site and the design office. Whatever the gaps are there, I have identified that. And many of the places I've seen that some people are doing the malpractices also, particularly like cement, steel, and major things. A lot of wastage is also happening. So what we have done is, through the EPMC, we could identify that how the losses can be reduced, and how it can be really helpful for the civil. Basically, civil engineer will not feel labor. That is that particular thing we are assuring you right now. Why? Because you will have a lot of control. And since we are having a lot many graphs, reports, and everything, actually, you will feel like you are sitting in the BMW car. All right. So that much efforts actually we have taken. So to give that enriched experience. All right. So if you are learning, I'm sure that you will go directly to the. You don't need to go here and there. You can directly go to the project management area. All right, so Ved Prasad is asking, sir, mathematics and other subjects are necessary if we go for GATE or other competitive exams and all. Actually, see, I would like to tell you, don't focus on the exams and all. You just study properly. Yeah, some focus is required to clear certain exams. I know that, to have some focused, dedicated mind and attention, but Now, let me tell you very important thing. 2019, 50, no, not 50, so 90,000, 2019, okay? 90,000 railway inquiries were there, jobs. Railway inquiries, railway jobs, 2019, 90K, 90,000 jobs. Okay, till today, they have not taken even exam. All right. So all these political and other things is big. Don't get trapped into those kind of areas. I would suggest, one thing is very important. Atmanirbhar Bharat. If you are saying that, you individually become Atmanirbhar, means you are not dependent on anybody else. You should not be dependent on anybody else. You are in control of your own, knowledge, technology, software, everything. You are a single man package to many areas. So automatically in the jobs and many things will come, and it will really helpful for you. All right. So I'm sure that see, going to the gate is, I always think like this. Actually, gate is just like a U-turn. Since you know the M1, M2, M3, you know SOM, TOS, Geotech, Survey, many environmental, almost 20-25 subjects you know. You don't know how to apply single subject. Now again you will start learning back all the subjects and clear all the things which are given in the gate exam. And for what? For having, now previously you're BTech, now you're MTech, master in something else. Not knowing the knowledge, you don't know. See, I gave you the driving license example also, right? So let's say, for example, if you are having Indian driving license, you are having international driving license, but you don't know how to drive a car, my dear. That's the point. You sit in the car, start driving a car, clutch, brake, start operating, real sense. All right, so that will give you the experience. Then you can have all the international licenses, no problem. You can have Dubai license, you can have UK license, America license, anything, because you know how to drive a vehicle, right? So similarly, you should know, learn basically whatever the job that you need to get inside. You will become excellent engineer. Otherwise, hopefully how pathetically bad executive engineers and other engineer will become. I know many of the executive engineers also in the government jobs. Actually, I'll tell you very honestly, I mean, they are not real science engineer from within. Their mindset is going into stealing some money from under the pocket and all. Obviously, that will happen. Too much amount of knowledge is there and all. You don't know the application theory, so you will see some snooping out areas to earn the money. That doesn't mean that you will have the respect and all. You become an executive engineer, no problem. With a knowledgeable, you will get a respect, you will get a reward, you get paid, you will get a, basically you will get the satisfaction and peace of mind end of the day, right? So you go to railway engineering, you go to BHEL, BPCL, NTPC, ONGC, many, PSU, or you take, I think yesterday also I have explained you all the things, all the jobs and all. Very good jobs are there. But you learn the basic driving, basic, training, and automatically you can get settled in anywhere. You will become miraculous engineer and you will get a job satisfaction also. I wish and I pray for that as well. But please make sure that you learn those things and then enter inside. Right. So the next question is, oh my God, there are many questions. There are. Is it good to learn software through online? I think I have already explained you this actually, Parth Thakkar. Do you suggest any BIM course? We may not be able to tell other courses. We are training certain master study in BIM technology and project management course. That course is available on our website. You can go through our website. There you will find certain courses. Other courses, actually, I will not be able to tell the sanctity of those courses, but you can inquire. See, few things you need to learn is like software based. I would like to show you that slide also so that you will understand what I'm saying. moment, I'll just open the website. See, if you go to the structural part, I would like to tell you that along with the software, you require lot many things to learn. Now, what is this about? See this one. I think I have explained you this also. Let's say, for example, you want to become a structural engineer. Okay, so you require first of all fundamentals. What is finite element fundamental, PBD, linear, nonlinear analysis, dynamic analysis, engineering judgment also is required, value engineering, structural detailing, site trim. These are basically the engineering fundamentals. Like what is salt? What do you mean by sugar? What do you mean by oil? Like that. Okay. These are codes. Code means the recipe. Okay. So these are principles, these are codes, these are international codes. These are the softwares, means these are the tools, and these are the projects. Okay, so by using this technology, which by using one particular technology, by using one particular or two, three softwares, how are you going to finish the RCC project? How are you going to finish the steel project? How are you going to complete the composite project or other projects? Okay, so learning only STAD Pro, now I need a job. No, it won't happen that way. Right? So you require a series of softwares, you require the software knowledge, codal knowledge, understanding engineering principles also to complete the project. So like that, the entire ecosystem is required. I think yesterday Shraddha ma'am might have given you the complete information about the ecosystem. So please learn that, and then you can enter it anywhere in the industry, India, abroad, corporate jobs, government jobs, private sector job, many places you can go anywhere, there will not be any problem. All right. So this is about the, our this thing. Now another thing is I'll tell you about the project management also, because that is also many people they ask. See, this is just a minute. If you go to the project management, you need to learn the various different technologies. Okay, piping, ducting, many things actually I have shown you. And in this, yeah, this is also very important, this bridge. Now, similar to the structural engineering, here you will see that 2D, 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D, all the 7 dimensions I have shown you just few minutes back. Apart from that, there are some international codes are also there which will help you to understand it. Okay, and you will see that the BIM, what are the software packages that you require? AutoCAD, ArchiCAD, Revit architecture, Revit structure, Revit MEP, all the different softwares actually the knowledge you require. Along with that, these are the project management concepts and the fundamentals also you require to understand. So many people, they learn only the principles and fundamentals. That doesn't work, because you require to apply these principles and fundamentals to certain projects. Right? Unless and until you apply this to certain projects, how can you use these principles with certain software and with certain technology? It is not possible. So there is a mixture of many things actually, and based on that only you need to learn. Okay, it is not that straightforward learning, and many people, they learn only 1 or 2 tools from here, and they ended up into, they're a job in AS, civil engineering, AS, like that, they do that. But believe me, there is a huge amount of scope is there actually. Okay. All right, so I think I have explained you certain things which are required over here. Now I would like to Okay, Riti Nair is asking how to learn the software. No, I think I have already explained this. Uh, okay, so Pranit Yavle, is that good and all? Actually, many should BM technology be made compulsory in the college? Uh, Vinit Agarwal is asking this question. Actually, see, are you see all the professors, all the HODs, all the training staff which is there in your college? Actually, they should have the inclination towards the industry. That's what I'm feeling. Okay, and that is not up to you or me. Do you agree? So you cannot blame anybody because professors and HOD sirs, they are very busy in completing the syllabus because syllabus itself is so heavy. Believe me, it is very heavy. So it takes a lot of time basically to complete the syllabus based on different time slots and availability of the professors and the lectures and all. So it is individual person that they need to put an extra efforts to learn this kind of technology. I would suggest you that. Right? Is internship available in master course provided by your organization? Um, See, you can talk to Shraddha ma'am in that case. Particularly here, we generally take the technical doubts. This is not for marketing or courses basically, but basically we are giving you the awareness about the different technologies. What are the new innovations of civil engineering? Yeah, it's Parmeet is asking this question. It's a very good question. Thank you for asking this. There are various innovative technologies has come. Believe me, if you see the Autodesk is machine learning, AI technology, many other things are added in the Autodesk technology. If you know there are various softwares are there. I would like to just show you that. Just give me a moment. Now I'm opening the Autodesk, our company. This so this is basically the Autodesk authorized website. And in this website, uh, yeah, so this is our company profile and all. So you can see that we have purchased all these softwares actually, in which these are the licensed software that our company is having. So you can see that if you learn only architecture or something, one of the two software, it doesn't help you. You need to learn Dynamo is another software which generally is Python is required for coding if you really need to go inside deep inside this actually. InfraWorks is basically this is the software for the infrastructure development. I think yesterday also I have explained you certain videos we have shown you. All right, Navisworks is the basically for the 4D simulations. So many softwares are there. Revit is also now people only learn this Revit. Okay, so look at the kind of softwares that Autodesk is offering. Okay, so you require a dedicated attention to go through this, right? So this is how it is. Okay, it is not only through the Revit or Autodesk platform. There are many other platforms are there through which you need to learn this technical technology. एलिजिबिलिटी क्या होने चाहिए ये सब सीखने के लिए? Saurav Kumar is asking this. Actually, see, you should have three P's. First P is patience. You should have a very deep rooted patience. Second P is practice. You need to do continuous practice. And the third P is passion. Three P is required. I don't need, your how much marks you got it in M1, M2, M3. We don't need all this. The smallest person who is who is doing certain courses in our company is from second year of engineering. Believe me, second year is from. I'm forgetting his name. I'm sorry, but his father is executive engineer, and second year of engineering is learning. And believe me, he is very very smart in learning many good things from us. Right, so it doesn't need that you require fourth year engineering completed and then I will wait for a couple of years or something. It doesn't matter like this. Second year, yeah, in certain concepts you will take some time to learn. So third year, fourth year, learn something. That's okay, but operational thing, conceptual things you can start learning. Age should not be the limit. Do you agree? Okay. In Maharashtra there is a saint. We call it as Santa Gyaneshwara. Okay, so at the age of some 14, 15 years, he has taken samadhi. Uh, Age should not be a botheration for you. He has understood the entire thing, and believe me, whatever the Ganeshwari which he has written, many people are doing PhD even today. Okay, so your age should not be your problem. Okay, you learn very fast, very fast. Okay, believe me, my son who is 9 years old, uh, and he is basically editing most of the videos which is created by us. So age should not be a barrier in this today's world. Please understand that the age is this era is moving very fast in a very incredible way. Okay, so you should be always welcoming the new facts, new technologies, and all. Okay, start learning today at this moment. I would prefer that. Giri is asking, I am a fourth year engineer and I would like to be a structural engineer. I am planning to do MS in structural engineering abroad. Is it advisable? Else, where do I start? Giri, we are offering the master study in MS in structures, a master study in structural engineering course in our company. I think we suggest you to do that. If you do that, you will get many softwares to learn. And if you want to go abroad for taking MS degree also, that is okay. You can go there by your own, with your own money. Another thing is, if you really want to do MS, you can do with this pandemic, you can do with part-time also. Why? Because you will save a lot of money going there, traveling, tickets, visa, accommodation, many things you can save a lot of money there. Right, going abroad in this pandemic is, I think it would be a big mistake because I don't think there would be very good jobs are waiting in those countries even after you do the MS. Okay, in our company there are 3 to 4 students who are done MS and they came here. They got married, they didn't get job, and same situation. Okay, now after doing MS in structures, do you think that they should go to the site and monitor all the concreting and all? That kind of situation was happened. And after doing our courses, I think one Mr. Kishore, I don't remember the names actually at this moment, but many people, they got the jobs after doing our course. That doesn't mean that after doing our course only you'll get a job. Please understand that you can do any kind of courses from anywhere. Upgrade yourself. That is the main thing I wanted to tell you. Okay, only after doing MTech I will get this. Only after doing MS I will get these. Only after doing PhD I will get this. Don't keep that thing in your head, big stones in your head. Okay, why? Because today, wherever, if you see any godman, the photo is like this. You know why? Wherever you are, you be there. Don't move so many places. You will waste your time. Wherever you are, you start learning from there within. Everything is there. Yatha pinde tatha brahmande. Whatever is there, it will be there with you. From wherever you are, start learning from that phase. Right? So don't go many places. Automatically you will see, because going abroad at the minimum 40 lakh rupees. Do you know that you can buy your own house and live there peacefully? In the corona situation, do not waste too much of amount of money. What software is needed to learn project planner? Currently you are studying civil engineering. Don't study only project planner. That is a mistake. If you study rock and masti, somebody is there, I don't know his name. Okay, please understand. If you learn only project planning, who will do the monitoring? Who will do the site execution? Who will do the material management, resource management? Learn everything and then think that what you want to become. Learn the cricket. Do not be a only bowler. You will not get that. Learn cricket in total. Fielding, bowling, batting, everything. If you are all-rounder, nobody can touch you. Okay. What is the basic study before joining the beam and composite course also? Kirti Krishna. Basic study, we help you to understand the basic study. Whatever you will study before joining the course, it will be of no use. Okay, we don't need any of the your academics. Even if you are having 80 KT, if you are a dropout, or if you are a university topper, all three are there in the same level for us. Why? Because our syllabus itself is different. Okay, our syllabus is based on the industry requirement. We'll give you flat slab project. We'll give you this the project which are high-rise building projects. These are our own projects. Okay, so those projects will give you, and you will get trained automatically. It is something like that. If you want to learn driving, we will give you truck, start driving. We'll give you motor bicycle. We'll give you this, that, and we'll give you the person who knows this. So automatically you will have the experience in doing this. Automatically you will become a driver. You don't need any special thing. And please, one more thing I wanted to tell you in this particular live discussions, that many civil engineers, they lost the hope only that I will get a job. I mean, this is a very big problem. It means that you put a lot of, see, getting a job is like getting a fruit, mango fruit. Do you agree? Getting a job is like getting a fruit. Right? So what I wanted to tell you is, you focus on watering the plant, you focus on nurturing the plant, you focus on giving the proper manure to the plant. The manure doesn't smell like mango. It is a dirt. Okay. Water also doesn't smell like mango. 10 years you need to do only the mehnat, only the efforts. Automatically you make sure that the tree is growing perfect. Okay, the moment you make sure that the tree is going perfect, automatically mango. You can't count the number of mangoes also, that many mangoes you will get. All right. So what I'm trying to tell you is, third year, if you are there in second year, best. If you are third year, it is late. If you are fourth year, it is very late. If you are passed out student, it is very late. Okay, so what I'm saying is, right now you focus on your own studies. Make sure that you are completing your studies properly. At the same time, you upgrade yourself in such a way that you are having technological upgradation. Automatically jobs will come. You need not go work here, automatically jobs will come. I don't know how it will come. It will come. It has come to many people. Okay. STAAD.Pro software is beneficial for civil. See, STAAD.Pro, I'm not salesman of ETABS. I'm not salesman of any of the software. Let me tell you on this. I have stopped using STAAD.Pro in 2004. Why it is? Because when the research engineer has sold the software to Bentley, it has become, there are several problems that has come. So CSI is better platform, I would suggest. Why? Because the tallest building, Burj Dubai, also got designed in ETABS. So I would prefer that you blindly follow the norms which top people. Do you think that SOM company, which has designed the uh, tallest tower in the world, Burj Dubai, they can't buy StatPro software? Obviously, they can buy. They can buy any software that they want to. But why they have used ETABS? Because there would be certain reasons. PBD is not there in StatPro. There are finite element. You cannot model the beams and slab in finite element in StatPro. There are issues. Connect